In today's video, I built my very own tropical island in Bloxburg, complete with a volcano, a secret temple, and much more. Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Now, as you already know by the intro, today we are going to be building a tropical island in Bloxburg, and I'm going to be real, I have had this plot here and this video planned for like over a year now. Like, I have been waiting to do this for so long. There's actually even a part 2 to this video planned, which is, spoiler alert, building a pirate ship over there. And what I mean by tropical island is kind of like, you know, those islands in like movies that are in like the middle of the ocean with no civilization, with loads of like palm trees and flowers, and there's like mysterious things like abandoned temples and ruins and stuff. We are going for that kind of vibe, honestly. We're also going to be adding a volcano, so let me just kind of explain what we've got going on here. So obviously this is where the pirate ship will go in the next video. This is the main island. I want to have like kind of like a waterfall coming down on one side and like a bridge, and then on this side like a kind of, I think this is where the waterfall will go, then like a little river over here, and then all of this is going to be covered in trees and overgrown, and this is going to be a volcano that has like a kind of like abandoned temple coming out the side of it, and then we can go inside and there's like lava and like treasure inside or something. This is kind of gonna be crazy to build, but I think it'll be super cool. And of course I have on my explorer outfit for this video. I don't know where my shoes went. I had like really cute boots and I don't know where they've gone, but the hat is very much giving 2019 Bloxburg mumcore. We all used to wear these religiously. But anyways, we are gonna hop into build mode and start building. Now the first step is actually build the terrain, because obviously I don't want this to be completely flat, and we also need the sand to kind of like flow under the water properly, not just be whatever this thing is. I have this thing circled here, but I don't know what I'm gonna put here, so I think what I'm gonna do is start building up the terrain and the trees and just leave like a clearing kind of here. Maybe we could put like a campsite or something. It kind of looks silly how small it is, but obviously there's only so big you can build on Bloxburg plots. Oh my gosh, wait, maybe we could even have a tree house. It's kind of making me think of has anyone else seen Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked, whatever it is, when they get stuck on an island with that crazy lady? We need to build like a tree house like that. I love that movie. So you know how I was saying I've had this here for like a year? The original plan was to build this last summer, because what I was gonna do was I was gonna have like a pirate movie I was gonna make. Like, I want to make a pirate movie so bad, which is obviously why I'm making the pirate ship, but I never got around to doing it. But yeah, this will be cool, but kind of like future movie sets maybe. If I'm ever doing anything located on like an island for whatever reason, we could use this. Why is this reminding me of like the Teletubbies like hill house? Also, once I've kind of finished like the terrain and everything, I think I'm gonna ask you guys in my Discord server what I should actually put in like the clearing of the island. No doubt I'll get some weird suggestions as always. You know what would be really cool? So in the game, obviously we have like animals. Some things you can place down, like obviously we can place down like the little kind of like mouse hold things, and we can have the mice that come out. It'd be really cool if they had something so we could place it down and have like the crabs on our plots. Obviously Bloxburg has a bunch of different animals, and they actually have crabs on the beach, so if you go to the beach you can see them pop up from the sand and like move around. They sometimes do like the crab rave dance. It's so cute, but we can't actually have them on our plots. And how cool would it be if I could place them on the beach? Oh my gosh, wait, I should populate the island with like animals, because we do have some we can place down. Also, I feel like this is gonna take me so long. Like, I've only done like this tiny strip and the island is huge. Okay, so I've kind of done most of the like sand area along the front and everything, and as you can probably tell, I've also started on the trees. So what I've done is added like a bunch of the palm trees, just like resized and randomly spammed all over, because I really want it to, like, if we were looking from here for example, I really wanted it to look like a mysterious island when you can't see through like all of the trees and the plants. But right now it's looking kind of pathetic. So I also have all of these trees and plants that we're basically gonna fill up the island with. See, I don't know how I feel about this build, because I feel like when I build, I always build like buildings. I've just said build like 5 times. I always make like buildings and like kind of houses and stuff, and I never really spend much time on like landscaping and gardening, and this is pretty much just that. Like, I'm just building like terrain, which is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, I also asked you guys what we should put in kind of like this clearing here, so we're gonna go through some of your ideas in a second. I'm assuming they're gonna be just as weird as usual, but yeah, I feel like I'm actually gonna have to pay attention to landscaping for once in my life. Kind of reminding me of like the Minecraft jungle. I want to do a Minecraft video so bad. The only reason I actually want it to be be a YouTuber in the first place was because of Stampy's Minecraft videos in like 2013. And it's so weird, like that was the whole reason I wanted to do a YouTube, and I've never done a Minecraft video once. Oh my gosh, we can make these ones huge. Wait, okay, wait, these look really cool. Oh, and it kind of like covers whatever's behind it. Okay, this is great. Wait, but yeah, maybe one day I'm actually planning on making like a Minecraft like house in Bloxburg eventually. I just still haven't gotten round to completing it. I know some of you have seen like the random Minecraft vlog I have on one of my update plots. Okay, wait, those giant trees have helped so much. This is looking pretty good. Let me just keep adding kind of like all the fruit trees and everything. Okay, I think that's the trees done for now. And now we have to add all of the different plants and everything. I think it would be cool to kind of cover the floor in vines in places. Also, since when did we have this giant plant? Like, I swear I've never seen this before, but it looks so cool. It looks very jungly, which is of course what we're going for. Spam some of these around. Oh, the vines look so good. It's just annoying when they're in kind of like a square because it kind of looks awkward to place. Okay, you know what? Before I add too much detail on the ground around here, we are going to work out what to actually build in this little area here. Okay, what ideas do we have from you guys? A Bloxy Cola, a Tiki Bar area. Okay, that's actually kind of cute. Hair salon, no. A house for me, no. Massive sandcastle, that would be kind of cute. A relaxing area. Cheesy chip stand, a camp. Well, a camp is kind of what I was thinking. Smoothie stand, a dance zone, a bonfire, a statue of Glossie, maybe. Different statues, a little market. I do think kind of like a little camp would be really cute because obviously we can't add like actual little shops and stuff in here. It's meant to be a deserted island, but we can kind of do the vibes of if someone, for example, got stranded and they've like built everything themselves. That's kind of what we're going for. Where is the cheeky shack thing? Is it in like Bloxburg's items? Okay, this is pretty cute. We could have one of these and then the rest could be like a camp. I really want to make the tents though, like as if they've been made. So I really want to make them out of like basic shapes to kind of look like homemade ones. I need like a reference image for this, honestly. Kind of like these things, so like makeshift little shelters. Wait, this one's perfect. Okay, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. So I'm basically gonna try and make our own little shelters. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use basic shapes. We're gonna use the standard round rod. Okay, that's kind of too thin. We'll use the large round rod and just kind of like make like the structure. It kind of looks like a swing set. Okay, wait, let me add some like wood texture. Wait, this is actually gonna be such a cute area to take like pictures in. Okay, now how am I gonna make giant leaves? I'm gonna try and copy these ones out of like a basic shape. Oh, I wish you could make them into ovals. That would be so helpful. Maybe this smooth cube. Maybe they can be kind of cube shaped leaves. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm gonna have to try and make a leaf shape. This does not look like a leaf at all, but what is this? It looks like a snowman. Okay, wait, this could work. I mean, it doesn't look like a leaf, but like this is the best I can do. Here we go. That will do for a shelter. I feel like that looks okay. This is gonna look so poorly made, and then there's just this, like the professional tiki bar right across from it. Okay, I need to make this look good. So the island is looking a little bit different to kind of what I started with. As you can see in here, I ended up building like a tree house. Look at the bird. Oh my god, they're so cute. Anyways, I don't know where it's gone. Anyways, yeah, I ended up building like this big kind of tree house structure. Before this, when I kind of finished it, I just had like the tiny little hut I made and like the tiki thing, and that was kind of it. I also obviously added a bunch of plants and stuff, which kind of looked good, but I just felt like the clearing kind of needed something else. So I added like this kind of 3-platform tree house thingy. I don't even know if the ladder works. Wait, let me check. Oh, it does. Okay, wait. So yeah, we have like this little table thing. We have like a bridge up to like a sleeping area, and then we have another one up to kind of like a watch. Oh no, I didn't do the rope. Anyways, a kind of like a watch thing with like a telescope. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to add a bit more detail to this area, so that's kind of where we're at with that. And now what I think we're gonna do is actually start on the volcano area, because I feel like I have no idea what I'm gonna do for like the structure over here, so I really want to work it out. You know what I want to wait, I have an idea. I want to write something in the sand. Wait, you know when they write like SOS when they're stranded on islands? I feel like we should do something like that, but like cuter. Oh my gosh, wait, we can do XOXO. That's very kind of glossy. Wait, let me do this. Okay, this is kind of squished because I ran out of room, but that will kind of do for now. Maybe I'll make it nicer later. But yeah, we have like the rocks and kind of like the ocean area to add to, but I think for now I'm just gonna work out what on earth to do with this thing. I really want to have like a cute wooden bridge across to the volcano as well, into like the temple, but I just need to make this look like a volcano first. So the first thing I'm gonna do is find a nice color. I think if we do like the dark stone, this looks very volcano-y. I don't think I'm gonna keep these kind of walls, because obviously volcanoes are straight up and this is kind of like staggered, but maybe we could use like stairs or something. How am I gonna make a volcano? I'm kind of regretting this now. Okay, let me start with this chunk. This can be like the tester area. Let me try basic shapes first. We kind of like make this go up. This could kind of work. Let me test this out. I also don't know how I'm going to build the lava, but I think it would be cool to have a bit of it spilling off the top. Okay, this would work. See, I can just do this all the way up. Okay, and then we do this bit. This kind of needs to start sloping a bit more. Also, I realized from this side, it looks like a question mark. Like, why is that like such a perfect shape? It kind of looks really cool from above though. How am I going to do the point? Wait, why is this getting harder and harder? I actually hate this build. I just want to build a pirate ship, okay? That's what I'm excited for. I don't care about the island that much. Guys, oh my god, look how stupid it looks from down here. That is ridiculous. I'm not redoing that, okay? We're leaving it like that. But anyways, as you can see, I've made some nice progress. There's gonna be a waterfall here. We're gonna keep going in a second, but I basically added like the very basics for like this hill and then stairs up to the temple. Also around this side, I added like this door because I really wanted to have like it was meant to be on this side. I was gonna have like a cave that goes in. That looks really cute, kind of giving H2O just add water vibes, but I realized it had to be on this side because why would a waterfall be coming out of the volcano? So I had to kind of swap the sides it was on. So that's now going to be over here. But yeah, if you're actually walking around, that looks so ugly. What we're going to do quickly is add some water onto the waterfall. I don't know where my other waterfall like shape things are, so I'm going to have to buy new ones, but I kind of hate how small these are. I wish we could resize them, and there's not any bigger ones. Like this looks so stupid. I'm going to have to like custom, and that looks even worse. That like defies the laws of physics. Okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to have to like make my own. I'm going to leave the waterfall for now because that's kind of annoyed me, but basically what I want to do now is do the temple. So this is going to be like the entrance, and we're going to make it all like jungly and made of stone. We're going to have like a mysterious entrance, and then the plan is that it's going to be like a bunch of kind of obstacles and booby traps to get to the treasure. So you'll come in here, and then I think this is going to be like a lava pool maybe, or maybe like a pit full of stakes that you have to like jump over, and then when you get to here it's going to be like a slide that goes down to the second floor. The second floor is going to have some other sort of like puzzle, and then the third floor at the bottom will have the treasure surrounded by lava that you have to jump over. I don't even know how I'm gonna start this, honestly. Okay, we'll start with the door. Let's make a pretty cool little door. You know what this reminds me of? And I don't know why I'm saying reminds me of because I've never even watched it, but Indiana Jones, because that's like a temple kind of. He's like an explorer, isn't he? He kind of like goes through temples and stuff. I feel like that's such an old movie now, but that's what it makes me think of. Okay, let me add like a thingy across here. On the topic of like temples and kind of like mysteries and scary things, I guess, I have a little story for you guys today. Basically, one thing about me is ever since I was really young, I've always loved like legends. Like for example, the Loch Ness monster, that kind of legend of a monster living in that lake in Scotland. I've always been obsessed with like things like that, like creature things, whatever it is. I just always find it really interesting. I used to literally like plot like alien sightings on maps when I was like 9 years old. But one thing in particular that had like an absolute chokehold on me when I was like 11, I think, was Bigfoot. Now Bigfoot is obviously the legend of like is it like half monkey half man? I can't remember what it's supposed to be, but it's basically like this kind of like creature in like you'll find in like forests. I think it's mainly meant to be American, but that's kind of like what the legend is. It's like this big kind of like gorilla like creature that's in like woods, and I was so obsessed with Bigfoot. There was actually a TV show called, I think it's called Finding Bigfoot, and they used to show you like all these kind of Bigfoot hunters and like the tricks they'd use to try and like lure a Bigfoot out. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was so obsessed. And what I actually used to do is where I used to live had like this tiny, and I mean tiny, strip of like woodland. I'm actually gonna put a picture on screen if I can find one because I don't live like anywhere near here anymore, but basically it was like this woodland area. They had like this big field with a big path down the middle, and then they had like a strip of like maybe 20 trees, and then either side they had a strip of trees, and then they had like another field area with like a bandstand thing. And one of the tricks they used to tell you on this kind of Bigfoot TV show was if you knocked on the trees, like you'd summon a Bigfoot, you'd like call them, because apparently they communicated by knocks or something like that. Like I don't know what it was, okay, this was so many years ago, but what I did was I used to go into this tiny forest thing, and we would knock on the trees and try and summon a Bigfoot, and it was like the tiniest little woodland thing. And one time when we were doing this, I got so scared and like I ran away, and I was with someone else and I just left them. Like I was out of there. I don't know why. I think it's because I thought I heard a knock, but if you think about it, like if you look on the picture, or I guess if I couldn't find a picture, I'd probably draw you guys a nice diagram. There was like barely any trees there. It wasn't like I was surrounded by trees in like a forest. I could very clearly see like both sides of the park, and it was very obvious there was no Bigfoot or like anyone around, but I was just so terrified that I was gonna accidentally summon it because we were knocking on the trees. I have so many stories like that because I used to be so kind of like obsessed with like scary things and stuff, but at the same same time, I was absolutely terrified, so I don't know why I used to do stuff like that. I also have this like incredibly old Instagram account from when I was like 9 years old, and I used to post about stuff like on it. And this account is still up, by the way. I'm not going to show you the user because I think I'd be mortified, but the account is public and it's still up and I can't log into it to like get rid of it. And I used to post about like the Loch Ness monster and all sorts. And then something else I posted on it. Okay, so I moved to a new school when I was like 9 years old, right? And there was this guy that I had a crush on when I was like 9, but he had a girlfriend, and this was in like primary school, obviously. So what I did, oh my god, do I want to admit this on a video? This is back in like 2015. There was like this really old app that everyone would make like avatars of themselves on, and I basically made an avatar of him and then made one of me, and then I posted it on my public Instagram account, and I name dropped the guy. I was like, oh, this is like a avatar creation thing of, I'm not gonna say his name, but of the guy. And then I think I realized I messed up because in the comment section of my own comments, I put, oh, and the girl is based on his girlfriend. They are a cute couple. But let me be real. She had blonde hair and blue eyes. I have brown hair and brown eyes. So I think it was incredibly obvious that there was not of his girlfriend. But yeah, 9-year-old me should have not been given an Instagram account. I did actually get it taken off me eventually because obviously I was a child, but it was a very interesting time. I genuinely have so many stories from when I was younger. I actually wanted to do this video on my vlog channel where I was gonna rank like stupid things I did as a child, but I have such a long list in my notes app of like really stupid things I used to do. Wait, this is kind of cute. Why does it look like it's glossy themed with like the pink and the crown? I didn't even do that on purpose. It looks like my temple. Okay, what did we do for this first kind of obstacle? I'm kind of thinking like if I add like a rope that you have to kind of walk across, and then we can make like little snakes in a pit, or maybe I just add lava in there now because I really want it to be obvious that there's a lava, so I don't want to forget that we're inside a volcano. I think what I'm gonna have to do is make fake lava. So let me try and do a trick that I see on Minecraft all the time. I don't know how this will kind of translate to bloxburg, but I always see people on Minecraft making like these stained glass floors that look like it's like this big void, and I kind of want to take some inspiration because if I add this, maybe, oh wait, this is a good lava color. Maybe we could add like the transparent cubes on top of it and just make it look kind of like a liquid. Yeah, that looks cool, like having like the transparent bit on top. Wait, that actually looks like lava or like tomato soup. Wait a second, can I color these? Wait, do you guys see where I'm going with this? Wait, I think this could work. Is this genius or does it look kind of stupid because there's only like one patch? Wait a second, we're gonna add a bunch of these. Okay, I've done quite a bit of work on like the volcano area, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour, and then I think afterwards I'm gonna basically kind of like very quickly finish off the build because we don't actually have that much more to finish. It's kind of just this area. We have some lovely trees and everything around this area. We have the volcano. This looks ridiculous. This is so ugly, but I don't want to talk about it, okay? We're just gonna ignore it. But then we also have our little temple area. So we have like the first obstacle, which actually looks kind of cool. We have like this rope thingy. Then I actually added a side, and just before we go in, I'm gonna warn you, it's rough in here, okay? But yeah, we have like a side that takes you down to the second floor, and then it leads you, okay, I still have some holes in the ceiling to patch up, ignore it. Then it leads you to a maze, which takes you to the treasure room. I'm gonna be real, I've completely forgot what way you're meant to go, but it's just kind of like a little maze. Is it this way? Wait, yes it is. Okay, and then we go down some stairs, then we have a little hallway. Once again, ignore the ceiling patches, and then we have this, which is like the main treasure room with all the lava in the floor, and you hop along these stones and then you have some treasure, and then you can escape this way, and oh, for goodness sake, whatever, basically it will take you out the cave. But before I get on to finishing the build, we need to put some treasure in here. Now I swear there's a treasure chest. Yes, see, we have a wooden storage chest, and this is gonna be our treasure even though you can't open it, but I think that's fine. And there we go, this is our treasure. But what I'm gonna do now is basically finish everything off. We are not gonna talk about the back of this build. Anyways, the only things I have to finish are kind of like the holes in the ceiling, and then this little cave thing, and then I need to build a bridge and add a waterfall, and that's literally it, and add some detail around the beach, but that's pretty much everything, and then we're done. I cannot get over how stupid this looks. I did try and add like bubbles and stuff coming out, but it looks so bad, so this is basically the best we're gonna do, okay? I don't want to have to redo this, but yeah, we are gonna get on to the rest of the build so I can get this finished and actually go to bed because I am tired. So to finish off the build, I mainly did the kind of waterfall area first of all, and to make this I added like a mix of solid and transparent blue and white spheres at the bottom, kind of to look like the kind of water spray. Then for the main, I guess, flowing water area, I used transparent beams just to kind of make it look like a waterfall. I also added some fog machines at the bottom too later on. Then after that was done, I moved on to the wooden bridge. So to do this, I just made some kind of like wooden planks out of basic shapes and placed these in like a bridge shape, and then I I added like wooden posts that I stole from the treehouse, and then I connected all the planks with like structural pieces, and of course added ropes across the posts. But after that, I just went around the island doing some final details, like adding extra rocks and plants, patching up some of the sand, and working on that kind of final cave area. But that is pretty much it. The build is now completely finished, I think. Also, the water looks so pretty right now. Anyways, but we are gonna go and quickly tour around the entire tropical island, obviously starting with the very front from above. So this is what it looks like. I did remove the kind of pirate ship outline for the tour because it was making it look so bad, but here we have our beautiful tropical island. I actually think it looks really cool from up here. Like, look at this. This is so cute if you ignore the volcano, which looks terrible. I just think it looks so adorable. We are gonna go on a bit of a wander around. So obviously we have our like XOXO in the sand. I feel like all the trees and everything looks really detailed, even though I just kind of spammed a bunch down. It looks really cute. I haven't actually kind of been in here, but yeah, you can just kind of run around the very dark forest area. But the first area we kind of have is of course the kind of clearing through here with our treehouse. So of course we have our terribly made kind of little tent, and this actually tells a story. Okay, so the story is this was kind of their first shelter they made on the island, thinking they were going to be rescued soon, and then they weren't. So then they kind of, you know, had to make everything else. I also added some boxes because if anyone's seen the movie Castaway, obviously in that movie they have like a bunch of boxes that kind of get washed up with like random supplies in. So I thought that'd be kind of cute to add. We have like a hammock area, we have our tiki bar, and then of course we have our treehouse up here. So it is basically the same as earlier. Just I think it's adorable though. Like, look how cute this is. I love the platform here with like the straw roof. I think it looks really cool. And then up here of course we have our watch area, which is also a very cool view of like up there as well. This isn't my kind of favorite area, but I do think it's kind of cute. So yeah, this is kind of like the camp kind of thing. And then if we walk back out of here and kind of go all the way around, obviously we have a lot more at the back. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I think this area looks so cute. This is definitely my favorite place. So we have our wooden bridge and everything, the volcano, we have like the waterfall area, which looks okay. I think it's cute with like the fog at the bottom, but I really wish we just had like a bigger, more realistic waterfall item. But I do think this area is my favorite. Now before we go in the volcano, however, if we go down here, we also have my attempt at like a little heart-shaped cave, and then this has like a bunch of bubbles in it because I swear in H2O just add water, they obviously have like the cave, and I swear it's like hot with bubbles. Like, or is that, oh my god, wait, I'm thinking of Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked again when they have like the little jacuzzi. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I have like a little kind of cute little mermaid cave in there, and then we also have like this separate part of the island which doesn't really have anything on it except trees. But if we go back around here, it feels like you could get lost in this. Honestly, I love it so much. But yeah, if we go over here across our cute little bridge, we of course have the steps up to the temple, which I did also change, so I made them slightly more detailed. But if we go up here, we have our temple entrance here, and then of course we have the kind of quests to get to the treasure area. We have the lava, we have the slide, and not gonna lie, when I was doing the slide, it's made me want to use them more. Like, I feel like I need to build like a water park or something. But yeah, this takes you into the maze, and by the way, I have no idea why these rocks are here. I can't remember placing them, but then we can find our way to the exit, which is here, and then of course go all the way down here into the treasure room, which I made a bit smaller, and then also added, oh, this is where the rocks are from. I added rocks here as well, but we can just hop over to the middle bit, and then we of course have our... Are you kidding me? Oh no, I didn't even put a ladder in this bit. Okay, well, obviously then you jump over to the treasure, but yeah, now I'm in the lava. But that is pretty much the tropical island build. I'm gonna very quickly reset. Anyways, yeah, this is the build all completed, of course, except the pirate ship, which we should be doing in the next few videos, which is gonna look so cool with this kind of background. Honestly, I love it. But what I want to do quickly is find a cute place for the outro. I need a good spot. What about here? But yeah, that is it for today's video. That is the tropical island all complete. As per usual, let me know what you guys think of it. I would love to hear your opinions because I kind of feel weird about this build. I think it's because it's mostly landscaping. It's just felt different from my usual ones. But yeah, let me know what you think. And as per usual, all my channel members, nitro boosters, and merch buyers will be on screen now. I'm aware this thing says channel members twice, but I am fixing this because I'm changing this whole screen soon. But yeah, thank you so much for joining the channel, boosting my Discord server, and buying my real life merch. I love you all, and in general, I love you all so much, glossettes. XOXO, glossy gal.